Everyone talks about success, but no one shows the price you pay to get there. What does it really feel like when you go through the grind? In this video today, I will show you what my heart feels like and how I overcome my seasons of hard times. If you are feeling stuck or wondering why success feels so far away, stick around. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erkka Suvando. Many of you call me EJ. I'm here on social media to build a legacy and pass on all life and business lessons and help you grow. Let's start by defining hard. To me, hard is about staying in the game when no one is cheering for you. When there is no instant feedback, there is no instant reward, nobody's patting me on my back saying that what a good job you're doing. The real work starts when nothing seems to work, when nothing is going for you. Life isn't fair, and I don't think it should be. Most of us spend so much time thinking about why certain things happen to us. I was on that boat, by the way, as well, especially after my second breakup. I kept repeating to myself, asking for myself, why did this happen? What is that I did wrong? Am I such a bad person that a second breakup took place? But the sooner we realize that there's no way we can control anything that happened in the past, so remove that. Focus on what is it that I can do? Taking action means that you are in control. We can't blame other people. All the answers are always in the mirror. Remove should from your vocabulary. This is the same as sense of entitlement. I'm entitled to this. I should have this. I should be able to get that. No, I always get what I deserve because I'm in control, because I take action. That's how I look at it. To me, coming back to our ultimate point about defining hard, it's about understanding that it's the consistent action that I take on a daily basis, regardless of what happened in the past, because life isn't fair. I'm no special snowflake. I'm special in a way that through action, I can influence my own life, my outcomes, but I don't get any special treatment from anybody. Neither should I. Why does hard feel so bad for us? Why is it that most of us try to avoid the hard times, thinking that adversity automatically is bad? I believe because as humans, we connect our bad feelings to bad outcomes. It's impossible for us to comprehend that what feels bad, what's bad short term or what's difficult short term might actually be the best thing we ever do long term. Tough decisions, easy life. Easy decisions, tough life. That's the rule of thumb that I always try to follow in my personal life. When around 50-50 on a decision, whether I should go left or right, I ask myself, which one of these two options is the one that feels and looks hard or short term? And I try to go there because I firmly believe that if we don't avoid anything, we don't sweep anything under the rug, we face those problems head on right there and then, that's always the best option long term. Why is then traveling alone on that road to your final destination so hard? I have an illustration for you. It's like having this freeway example where you have exits every couple of miles or so. And imagine traveling from south going north, and there's no signs about how far you are from your destination, meaning that instant feedback, that instant reward is completely missing. But every now and then there's a shortcut, or an exit in this case, indicating that, hey, there's a city there, there's a restaurant, there's a gas station. We are tempted to take the shortcut instead of just going down the road without anybody patting us on the back and telling us what a good job we are doing, because that doesn't exist. Entrepreneurship is hard. It's full of stress. Whether you grow, stay stagnant, or decline, it's always stressful. And the reason why it's so hard is that our society is based on the fact that people give us feedback all the time. At school, teacher is always telling us whether the answer was right or wrong. Our parents are guiding us from the get-go, telling us, hey, don't go there, there's a danger, do this instead. But when we do hard things all by ourselves and there's nobody really telling us whether we're on the right path or not, that's when it gets really hard because all of that instant feedback is missing. There are no road signs here, whether you're traveling south, north, or east or west, or what your distance to your destination is, or what street number or freeway number you're on. That's why it's so freaking hard. And that's why this second point here, trusting our own actions, is so valid. Shortcut trap. It's basically the same as this, but I also have a real life example to tell you. I started posting these videos, making organic social media content 9 months ago, as I have mentioned several times on my channel, on March 18, 24 to be exact. And Literally nowadays, now that my channel has grown to maybe 25,000 subscribers, and by the way, thank you to all of you for that. Literally every day, people contact me saying that, hey, I really like your channel, your videos are adding value, but the reason why you're not growing faster is because of this and this and that. Either my thumbnail looks wrong, or my title isn't perfect, or the description of the video isn't there. And to me, it's the same thing as finding these shortcuts. What if the real answer is just that I have only been doing this for 9 months and I have a long way to go, meaning my definition of hard, I haven't even seen the hardest times yet. Maybe I just need to keep grinding for another year, 3, 4, 5 years so that I really get good at this, reach that top 1% status so that my videos start growing and maybe I start making money by making these as well, or whatever my goal is. What if there is no shortcut? What if the real answer is that hard, painful grind, that daily grind that I just have to go through? Think about it. Let's look at the shortcut trap from another angle. I'm a big believer in understanding that we have different seasons in our life. So here are the things that I firmly believe in. We have roughly 3 to 4 seasons in life, if we look at it professionally, and each season takes 10 years. Why 10 years? Because I believe that if you really want to be great at something, reach that top 1% status, it takes at least 10 years to get there. There are no shortcuts. So this is the other way to look at the same thing we just highlighted on the previous page, so to say, where I was drawing that graph about the exits and the shortcuts and how people are always looking for that next opportunity instead of just staying on that original road, also known as the shiny object syndrome. Everything else looks always shinier and greener on the other side of the fence. Okay, so if I try to break this down for you, so these are my numbers here. Let me explain. So number 2 comes from the number of videos I roughly try to post every week. Each year has 52 weeks, so that means that I'm recording, posting, editing 104 YouTube videos every year. And if it takes me on average 8 hours to plan, edit, record, and do whatever I do with the videos, so that's 8 hours times 104. So each year I'm spending 832 hours alone on these YouTube videos, okay? So 10,000 hours. You probably know where I'm going with this. As many of you know, this rule of thumb out there that it takes roughly 10,000 hours of consistent action to get really good at something. So if we use that analogy and try to reverse engineer and prove, double check if my analogy is right about the 10 years. So 10,000 hours divided by the annual number of hours, which is 832, that gives me roughly 12 years. So if this was true, in order for me to reach that top 1% of video people or influencers on Instagram or YouTube or on social media overall, it would take me on average 12 years to get there, assuming I start at 0. Okay, maybe my starting point was already at 2,000 or 3,000 hours as far as my competence goes. I don't know. But I do believe that this is probably a 10-year journey at least to be really that top 1%. Yes, maybe after a year or 2, I might be good enough to really monetize this. At year 5, I'm good, but at year 10, I'm excellent, if this is something I want to do down the road. My daily grind, what does it look like? I wanted to briefly explain to you guys as far as what is that I do on a daily basis to get going and what does my heart look like. I wake up anywhere between, I would say 5 and 7 a.m. every morning, depending on where I am and what I do and how late my work sessions have lasted or how long I've been up the previous night. So in the morning, I wake up, use the bathroom, get my drink, get some coffee in my system and start working, usually within 30 minutes after I've woken up. I start editing videos, posting stuff, or reading, consuming content. Then after that, I go hit the gym, come back, eat my breakfast, and the same thing starts. Today is a good example of that. I woke up roughly at 6 o'clock in the morning. I started working. I was able to work at least an hour, hour and a half before I went to the gym. Came back, had a quick breakfast, had one quick meeting, and then I came to the office here where I am right now and started planning, editing my videos, and especially prepping, drafting the outline for this one. After this, I'm gonna edit it, go home, and I have 3 to 4 client meetings after this. The last one starting at 8:30 at night. I'm not saying this or telling about this to brag about it. I enjoy doing what I do, but that's what it takes for me. Weekends are the exact same thing, with the exception of no client meetings. So every day looks the same. So you rinse and repeat. You identify your winning actions and then you do those until you get what you want. That's how I conduct my business. That's what my days look like right now when I'm trying to grow my business. I'm at month 9, remember? So I have a long way to go. If my good takes 2 to 3 years, or whatever that number is, I still have a long ways to go. But greatness is then year 10. I promise to share some personal stories about the price I'm paying or the prices I have paid in the past when it comes to grind and hard. What does hard feel like to me? What is it I have done in the past? There are 4 resets in my life if I look at them professionally. First one starting at 19 when I first moved to the US without ever having been there. Spoke the language, yeah, but not really fluently. And I had won my green card in the green card lottery. And I just knew that I had to go there. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, start from scratch. If I look at all of these 4 resets or these pivots for me, it seems that the season of hard just gets longer and longer and longer. Here, when it comes to my first move, I set a target for myself to start making money in a couple of weeks. Back then, there were no internets, there was no social media. So what I did was that I picked up the Sunday's newspaper and started calling companies. And I was fortunate to land at my first job in a matter of 1 week. The second one, when I quit corporate and started my business, my real estate companies in San Diego, California, I set a target for myself to start making money after 12 months. And it took me 6 months. Then, when I stopped all of that, wanted to start from scratch, when my family moved back to Europe, this took me a year. So week, 6 months, a year. And now this 4th reset, my business coaching venture, it's now been 9 months and a little money is coming in, but nothing really yet that I could really talk about that would make a difference. So it seems that the steps I'm taking are bigger and more challenging the further I go. So if you believe in that 10-year season analogy and us having 3 to 4 seasons, maybe this is already my 4th season now. Maybe I have a 5th one in me. Well, depending on how much time I have left, that would be great. But this one here should at least last for 10 years. What about saying no? What is the price I'm paying? So think about it this way. I'm willing to lose money elsewhere to make no money here. I mentioned here on this channel that I put my real estate business on hold. I'm saying no to all opportunities there. So literally my company is losing money because there's a little overhead. I'm cutting everything down, but still I'm losing money to make no money. Pay the world whatever it takes to leave you alone to think and see things clearly. That's exactly what I'm doing. Remove all the clutter, turn the volume down so that you can see that road ahead of you as clearly as possible. How long are you willing to work without any compensation, no salary? Or are you willing to lose money to make no money to get started? Again, this is not about bragging rights. To each his own, to each her own. But this was my decision. I knew that I had to pay a price in order to start fresh with 0 customers, 0 revenue. Because right now, my biggest motivation is to see how good I truly am. Curiosity is that number 1. It's time to summarize the discussion. Number 1, stop focusing on fair. Life isn't fair. Get over it. Don't expect it. Remove should from your vocabulary. There is no such thing as I should have this, I'm entitled to this, or I should be there. Replace fair and should with what? Action. That's the only thing that matters. Understanding that you are always in control and success takes a minimum of 10 years. Fine if you're faster, if you're better, if it only takes you 5 years, good for you. But that's my rule of thumb. What's the price you're willing to pay in order to get to that level? And in order to get there, we need to avoid the shortcuts, the shiny object syndrome. Remember, when you travel on that road, it's going to be dark. There's no street lights. There's no directions. There's no destination to your city or how many miles or kilometers is left. It's all you. There are plenty of shortcuts, plenty of exits, and those are the shiny object syndromes that we need to avoid. The person who stays on that road the longest is gonna get to his or her final destination. But it takes a lot of sacrifices. And the sooner we will learn how to enjoy the grind and enjoy the hard, the better off we are. That's how I look at it. This is the price I'm paying to see how good I can truly be. I'm documenting my journey to show you what hard really looks like in my case. What's the one thing you are willing to do, no matter how long it takes? Drop it in the comments below. Let me know. Thank you for your time. I know it's your most valuable resource, and I don't take it for granted. I highly appreciate every one of you watching my videos, sending me feedback. If this resonated with you, please like the video, subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me. Thanks for watching again, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye.